goals this afternoon. Have you got a similar story?
Yeah, it wasn't quite myself, but Kevy said it was from the other end of the field. Broncos made a rare error there and just give us a chance to set up for it. So we actually went for the try first, and then that sort of we couldn't get over. So basically just set it up there for the field goal. And he doesn't miss too many for that range. And just talking to a couple of players there, looking up in the from the box, it was a semi-final type game tonight. The Broncos, again, they're obviously from the first half, and their completions were pretty good the second half as well. So, and I thought they, halfway through that second half, I thought we might have been getting on top, but I thought they showed some legs, which they probably haven't been in the last few games. So there were some really good signs there for them. But I was really proud of our performance. To go down 12-0, we weren't doing too much wrong, to be quite honest. We made a couple of errors, and we probably put a short kick in when we should have put a longer kick in and just give them a bit of field position, and they scored off that. But I thought we defended tremendously well in that first half. And like I say, that gave us a bit of a sniff, and then we scored right on half time. So as I said, I was really proud of our performance to come back and just keep hanging in and keep fighting. And as I said, I think there were some real positive signs for us out there tonight. As I said to him, sort of reminded me a little bit of some of the old, the Storm teams from the past where we really hung in through tough periods, and it was a tough period out there tonight. But as I said, I think there were some really good signs there for the Broncos too.
So there's no comparison between when you were down 10-0 with the Titans and when you were down 12-0 tonight. It's a different situation.
Well, there wasn't a whole heap of difference in it. Obviously the score was about the same, and it was a Queensland team beating us too. But yeah, I was much more happy with the way we were playing. There was a couple of things we needed to fix up, but last week, again, we defended okay in that first half, but our attack was really poor. Whereas tonight we weren't that far away with our attack, and the Broncos defended really well, and we didn't have any field position at all, until the end of the first half. Yeah, so like I say, I was much more happy with how consistent we were for the 80 minutes tonight, whereas the last two games it's been 40 minutes. And like I say, I thought the Broncos played really well tonight, and they played tough as well. So for us to get away with that was a really good performance.
How crucial was it just to get those points just before half time and have some momentum going in?
Yeah, they were real crucial. The boys come in, they were quite buoyed at half time. We knew we'd sort of weathered, excuse the pun, weathered the storm there, and to actually come in only 6 down after the ball they had and where they had the ball, and how many, their high percentage of completions, that was to only come in six down was like I say, was a bit of upper for our guys. And again, we started the second half exactly the same as we started last week, and we scored a try within the first couple of minutes, and basically we went on from there.
Was it like a semi-final game? Cameron, players were slumped everywhere in the full time.
Yeah, I think you just had to look at the end there. I was one of the blokes lying down on the turf, Steve. It was just it reminded me of that semi-final that we played here in 2008, where it was both teams we threw everything at each other tonight, and particularly the Broncos early. A team hasn't thrown that much at us in the first 40 minutes for a while, or probably all year. I think we were pretty much just using all our energy to defend them, and they started extremely well, and we knew they were going to do that. They had to do that tonight, but like Craig said, I'm just extremely happy with the way we responded. We've done it 2 weeks in a row now where we've had to come from behind, and I think that shows a good quality in the football side, where you can be down by a couple of tries, and particularly in a stadium like this when you haven't got too many people on your side, it's a pretty good trait to have, to come back and get on top. But hopefully next week we can score the first points and make things a little bit easier for ourselves.
How nerve-wracking was the last couple of minutes? You almost put Billy through for a match-sealing try, and then they got territory after that.
Yeah, I can only imagine what this bloke was saying in the box when I threw that pass.
Yes, you can just imagine.
But we'll let that one go. But it was pretty nerve-wracking. I think there's only probably 3 or 4 minutes to go when they scooped that ball up. But again, we've been working extremely hard on our defence over the last 3 weeks, and that's been the cornerstone of our game is our defence. and I think all the good sides that that are thereabouts at the end of the year, they're the ones that work extremely hard their defence, and we're able to keep the Broncos out at the end.
Cameron, you won by a point tonight. That's their 5th loss in a row. You've come off the 5 losses. A lot of people are going to say they're probably gone because they look at 5 losses in a row. But in the way they played tonight, obviously they're not out of the battle.
No, you never write a Broncos team off. They're a great football side, and I actually I was speaking to Corey Parker and Hodjo there at the end, and Matty Gillette, and I was just said to him that it reminds me a lot of the patch that we went through. They didn't do too much wrong tonight, the Broncos. Their completion rate was extremely good. It was probably better than ours, or a lot better than ours. I think they were 20 from 20 at half time, something like that. And they played great football, and they did last week. So they just need some bounces to go their way. It's exactly the way we felt, where you come off the ground scratching your head thinking, where did we go wrong there? You feel like you played well, but they got to go down to Brookie now, and hopefully they play well and they can get themselves a result.
Craig, the fans didn't like the first Wanga try. What did you think of it? Benefit was out.
Yeah, I thought it was a try. Then we seen this year, there's some fingernails just touching, let it go. So I don't think anyone would have too many complaints about that.
And Cameron just Cooper keeps kicking winning field goals here. It must feel like his backyard or something.
Yeah, no, he's he can kick a field goal here, that's for sure, little fella. But no, he's good at reading the game, Coops. He actually come over and spoke to me when Benny Teo scored that try when they drew level, and said, if we get a chance, he just said, get me to halfway and I'm going to have a shot. He can pull them off. Yeah, he's coming off 2 from 2 long range at this ground. But thankfully we had a turnover, deep inside their half, and we took a couple of good runs and got fairly close for him. And it was almost like a training shot for him, only 20 out.
Boot was pretty handy tonight. Wanted to hit the post with one kick and dropped it in for a try that Wack scored. Yeah,
he's getting back to his his good accuracy that he's had for a long time. Wayne, he's obviously come off a pretty gruelling Origin period where physically he was probably down a little bit, and you could tell with his kicking in the weeks after that Origin. But last couple of weeks he's been back to his best, where he's putting them on a 10-cent piece out there, and the boys just need to run onto it. And obviously that was a pretty tactical kick that he put in for Billy there. And if it didn't hit the post, it was going to be 4 points to Bill, but it ricocheted and he got over.
They put a lot of pressure on Sissawaka. Were you happy with him, Craig?
Yeah.
Keeping out Nielsen, for instance.
He's been really good for us since he hasn't played many first grade this year. I think that was probably his 4th or 5th game in a row. So he's doing a really good job for us. I'm not quite sure why teams keep putting him under pressure, because he is good under high ball, and like I say, he's doing a good job there. And a couple of times the Broncos made it a little bit hard for him, to get to the kick too. And there was a penalty for that early, and then basically that was it after that. So anyway, I say he's doing a really good job for us, and he's run the footy well, and he's got a good head too, for the footy in that positionally. He knows where to be at the right times, and Billy's obviously helping him a lot out there. So he's doing a really good job for us at the moment.
Last question, thanks, mate. Was tough in the middle. Were you happy with Bromwich? He made a lot of ground.
Yeah, I just thought in the first half he was doing a couple of things well, but there was probably another couple he wasn't doing so well. But the second half, he just turned, he was magnificent in the second half there early. And he seemed to find plenty of gas there too. I don't know how many runs he would have had in that first 10 or 15 minutes, but he really got us on the front foot, and he done a great job for us. And it was just tonight, we buoyed him off the bench, and basically the sole reason we knew it was going to be very solid in there early in the game. We just thought his footwork and his skill might come to the fore a little bit later in the half. So he certainly wasn't put to the bench for any drop in form or anything the last couple of weeks. It was just a bit of a tactical thing, and I think he done a great job there.